Hello, everyone, and welcome to a YouTube video. Now, that may just be like a normal thing for you because you're watching, you watch YouTube all the time. For me, I haven't done a Let's Play video in such a long time. By that, I mean I've done maybe one 3 years ago, and I realized when I first started YouTube, right, I wanted to do like Let's Play stuff, but I turned my channel into a Twitch highlight channel. Which is fine. I love to stream, don't get me wrong, and all the people that show up, but at its core, ever since I was a kid, I always wanted to be a YouTuber, right? Who was doing this very thing that I'm doing right now. And I never did it. So I wanted to get a bit nostalgic and go back into the past and go to a game that I remember Jacksepticeye playing called The Beginner's Guide. I never played it myself, but considering some things that I've been going through with content creation, I figured, well, actually, truthfully, Nono's Carnival actually suggested that I play this game, considering like all the stuff that I talked about in another video, which is fair enough. This is a classic style YouTube video. I even have like low resolution. I mean, this is still like pretty high standards, but the lighting is awful. And I really want to emphasize this is less edited, and this is supposed to encapsulate classic YouTube vibes. That's like the whole theme that I'm going for here. And I really just want it to be me and you, the audience. Like Jacksepticeye did back in the day, like Markiplier did back in the day, and it's just going to be me pretty much yapping. I'll still cut things out, but this video probably won't do well because people won't get past the yapping part in the beginning, most likely, which is okay. But this is more so for me, I think, honestly. So without further ado, it's really weird doing like a video like this, because like, I don't know, I don't usually like do a lot of like hand cam stuff. I don't really do like a lot of hand cam stuff. So like, I might look at the camera like for a bit too long or not look at it at all. And it's like the way that cameras are is a bit weird. Also, one, it's a different time of day. I had to go do a couple of things, and I also played a bit of Tekken 8. I know. Two, all right, get ready for a classic YouTube video where I'm going to be yapping and also experiencing the game.
Hi there. Thank you very much for playing The Beginner's Guide. My name is Davey Reedon. I wrote The Stanley Parable, and while that game tells a pretty absurd story, today I'm going to tell you about a series of events that happened between 2008 and 2011. We're going to look at the games made by a friend of mine named Coda. Now, these games mean a lot to me. I met Coda in early 2009 at a time when I was really struggling with some personal stuff, and his work pointed me in a very powerful direction. I found it to be a good reference point for the kinds of creative works that I wanted to make. So just to start you off, this is, I think, the first game he ever made. It's a level for Counter-Strike. You can walk around here, by the way. And mostly it's just Coda learning the basics of building a 3D environment. But what I like is that even though he starts from the simple aesthetic of a desert town, he then scatters these colorful abstract blobs and impossible floating crates around the level. And of course, it destroys the illusion that this actually is a desert town, and instead this level becomes a kind of calling card from its creator. It's like a reminder that this video game was constructed by a real person. And it kind of makes you wonder, what was going through his head as he was building this? This is what I like about all of Coda's games. I mean, not that they're all fascinating as games, but that they are all going to give us access to their creator. I want us to see past the games themselves. I want to get to know who this human being really is. And that's exactly what we're going to do here. So, it's 2008, Coda starts making these games, and he never releases any of them. He doesn't put them onto the internet, he just makes them and then immediately abandons them, and they sit on his computer forever. And I think he really understood this image of himself as a recluse. At one point, he jokingly renamed his computer's recycling bin to Important Games Folder. So, this was just how he worked. He tended to crank them out one after the other without even really pausing to try to understand what he had just made, until suddenly one day, he just stopped. In 2011, that was it. He made his last game, and then he hasn't made another one since. And that's why I've taken this opportunity to gather all of his work together. is because I find his games powerful and interesting, and I'd like this collection to reach him, to maybe encourage him to start creating again. And if the people like you who play this also happen to find his work interesting, then I'm sure it'll just send that much stronger of a message of encouragement to Coda. So thanks for joining me on this. If you have a particular interpretation that I haven't mentioned here, or if you just need to get in touch, you can email me at daveywreden@gmail.com. Okay, that's about it for introduction. Let's take a look at Coda's first proper game. As each game is loading, I'll show you the date that it was completed. This first one was made in November 2008.
Okay, so far I haven't, I'm just obviously, I'm kind of listening. But there are a few things I know about this game. All right. I never really understood what this game's message was about, because when I watched this, I was really young. Okay. So, when I was watching Jacksepticeye play it, I remember seeing it and I was like, oh, this was pretty cool. There's another game that I'm going to be playing that Markiplier played, but that'll be another video. And I'm just kind of going back through my childhood games that I never got to play because I didn't have a PC. And in this game, I feel like might have a message to send to me. I just can't remember what it is that this message was. I just remember Jacksepticeye being really moved by it, So I'm really invested so far. So I'll yap whenever it's quiet, but I'm gonna try to be respectful of. Whoa, hello. First things first, though, I feel like it's a little loud.
Generic games you'll see from Coda.
Okay. I mean, I guess this is just gonna have to be it. It's gonna have to be good. The gun is so quiet. I'm out of ammo.
Security call breached. Hostile alien life forms inbound.
Oh my god! Alien life forms! I'm out of ammo!
It looks like this game was abandoned mid-development. For instance, you have this gun, which you'd think would indicate that there are supposed to be monsters or enemies somewhere, but then clearly there are no enemies anywhere. You can't even reload the gun when you run out of bullets. But ultimately we don't really know. Maybe Coda thought that actually it was complete the way that it is. And I think that we should talk about his games for what they are, rather than for what they're not.
Enemy force neutralized. Begin ship evacuation.
I love how you can see the bottom of the universe from this room.
Ha! Yeah, that's actually kind of funny.
Apparently, this space station has a labyrinth on it. Sure, I don't know. There's really no reason for it that I've ever been able to discern, so in the interest of time, I'm just gonna skip you on past it.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, this is the part that's interesting. The game has this narrative about the Whisper Machine and how it has to be turned off, and then you get to the engine room.
Okay.
Hey, you there, in the engine room. You could save us all. That beam is powering the Whisper Machine. We could disrupt it by introducing a great enough heat signature. If your body could stop the beam. It's so much to ask, but for all of our lives, would you do it? Could you give yourself?
Let me pause here for a second. What you just experienced, stepping into the beam and then dying, is probably what Coda had initially intended when he was developing this level. But when he first compiles and plays it, something goes wrong. There's a bug somewhere. And this is what happens instead.
Oh, whoa. Oh my god.
The beam causes you to start floating. And this is an important moment for him. Because yes, this is technically a glitch, but Coda identifies something human about it. like how small it makes you feel in the face of this larger chaotic system. Or this floating could be the afterlife, a peaceful place, juxtaposed against all of the hysteria that you've just had to traverse. I don't even know. I have no idea what he was thinking, but what's clear is that after making this, something lodges itself in his brain. He wants to do more of these really weird and experimental designs. So he stops work on this and moves on to a stream of tiny little games that go in all sorts of directions. Let's go ahead and take a look at the first game he made after leaving this one behind.
That's really interesting. I would consider that like maybe like an afterlife scenario. You know? Oh, you can't move. Oh.
Yep.
Oh, you can.
In this game, you can only walk backwards.
Oh. I like these kind of games where it's like where it has like an emotional meaning. The past was behind her. The music is sort of like unsettling.
So it's a short and relatively minimalist experiment combining motion and narrative. It is less advanced than the previous game, but actually it seems to be more focused, more complete. Code is trying to give it a unique voice rather than simply basing it on a pre-existing trope.
Why keep changing? Why she stops and looks, it becomes clearer. What a unique game. Like, I wonder if I'm like moonwalking. But if the future is always behind her, how will she find the strength to confront it? Wasn't there a door here?
It's a short little thought, it says what it wants to say, and then it ends. Didn't need anything more than that. Which to me is why it works, because it gets out quick. Okay, next one.
Okay, you move forward. Oh, kind of like a more horror-ish game. Okay, you can't walk that way. You are now entering Fears to Fathom. Just kidding.
And that's it.
Wait,
okay,
what?
The meaning of this game won't be clear just yet. Please be patient with me for a few more games, and I promise you'll see what makes it interesting.
Okay. December 2000.
Oftentimes, Coda would put bizarre titles like this one at the start of his games.
So he really started to get like.
I wish I'd known him at the time that he was making these early games. He would really only talk to me about his work as he was making it. Once he stopped work on a game, like, that was it. It was dead to him. And I don't agree with that at all, but what are you gonna do? I know it's tempting, but there's actually nothing over here. Sorry.
Oh. Wait, does he say anything more? I don't know that I ever saw people like... Will we say it again? If it's like, if this guy's like the creator of the Stanley Parable, it makes sense why, like, if you see someone like step outside, but I know this is more of like a serious game. I want to remain respectful of that, but I am curious. I'm very curious. I'm always usually pretty curious. I don't know what it is. If I find a way to like kind of break a game, I guess my brain just like I automatically just start doing it. I don't know why, guys. I really don't. Oh, okay. So no.
Once you've been slowed to an absolute crawl, the door at the top of the stairs opens. So why, if Coda's not showing these games to anyone, why bother opening the door at all? Well, to show you, I'm modifying the game here so that when you press enter, it'll bring you back up to full speed so you can enter the door for yourself.
Sorry, guys. Okay. Stand on an X staring at a bear for 3 hours. Oh my god, whoa. It's like a bunch of... You are a gate. A series of lavish manuals come with the game, giving you
a
incorrect
room that's
instructions.
warm and nice and filled with little ideas for games.
A game of only posters and concept art showing what the game is intended to be.
Coda would often tell me that he didn't mind if people thought of him as cold or distant. He said that he knew that he was actually a vibrant and compassionate person, but that it takes time to really see that. It can be a very slow climb to get there.
That makes sense, actually, because, like, when you climb the stairs, it's a slow climb to get to the top. I didn't get to read all of them. Ready, set, fish. Okay, so more of like a fishing game. Oh, what? I'm not. I was expecting to be in water. Was I wrong for that? Maybe. Who knows, dude? I guess I was, Chad.
Well, this isn't new for Coda. It's an actual puzzle. Go ahead and see if you can solve it.
Oh!
Don't forget that solution, because we're going to see this puzzle again soon. We're gonna see it a lot.
I can't help but to, like, kind of, like, pick this game apart, even on really small things, because of, like, what it stands for. It's like, if this puzzle is gonna be reoccurring, maybe it's gonna be a thing to where it's like, you close the door behind you in order to keep moving forward. You know? Like, that's what that puzzle's supposed to symbolize. I'm not entirely sure, but if that's going to be a reoccurring theme, I can only guess if that is what's happening. Or maybe I'm already, like, kind of familiar with this game, because, like I said, when I was really young, I mean, the beginning guide... Hold on, I'm going to look up chat. I don't know why I keep saying chat. God damn it. This is YouTube audience. It's just for you guys. Chat hasn't even seen this. 2015? Oh my god! So back in 2015, when I think Jacksepticeye played this game the year of, how old was I? I was like 14! Dang! I was young. That was years ago.
So that seems to be it, right? You walk down a corridor, you solve the puzzle, you get to the end. Simple enough. All right, now I'm going to modify the game again so that when you press enter, it'll remove all of the walls from this room.
Okay, I don't see why that would... What?
How about that? There was more to it than we had any way of knowing. I actually find it funny that this game comes after the Stairs game, since they essentially convey the opposite idea. So, in the Stairs game, a dull exterior concealed a rich interior. And then, in this level, a dull interior hides this fantastic outer world. Either way, I think that the point is the same, is that most of the time you don't get to know what you're missing, or even that you're missing anything. That's not your role as a player. So if your role here is not to understand, then what is it?
That's a good point. 2009. Oh, we're back to this. Is there anything back here? No. I mean, I gotta look. I don't know what it is, guys. You are now exiting.
So, this, combined with the entering game from earlier, tells us that Coda believes his games are connected somehow. It could even be that the Stairs game and the puzzle game are literally connected in between this and the entering game. There's a bigger picture that all of his games are meant to play a role in, some larger meaning that we won't be able to grasp until we've seen all of them. And once we have, we can step back and start to understand what exactly that bigger picture is.
Okay. I wonder. The Great and Lovely Descent. Whoa. Oh, wow. Talk about bright. Damn. My eyes hurt.
Let's talk about video game development for a second. Every video game runs on what's called an engine, which determines what the game can and cannot do. So in other words, the engine is a set of tools for game development.
Right. makes sense. I like this, though.
To make all of these games, Coda is using an engine called Source. Like all engines, Source has certain things that it does well, and it has certain things that it does poorly. One of the things that it does very well is boxy linear corridors. That's why so many of Coda's games are set in these large, flat, empty rooms, is just because he's working with what the engine does well.
Real talk,
The tools available to the creator shape what kinds of creative work they're going to end up making. You might consider paying attention to the architecture in Coda's games, to notice how they seem to stem from an engine that's very good at producing linear, boxy corridors.
I really like these sort of, like cafe type vibes. I really like them, and like stuff like this. I don't know what it is. I just feel like it's so like appealing visually. I think this is awesome. Oh, okay. All right. Is this parkour? That's interesting. I don't know. I just wouldn't really expect this, huh? I'm playing too much Elden Ring recently. I'm feeling like if I'm gonna drop down, I'm gonna die. Like if I fall like the slightest bit, I'll go, ugh, you know. But no, I guess not. But I'm just saying though, we're gonna talk. I love those like the atmosphere, like cafe vibes. Just love coffee. So, oh, okay, it has a bit of motion blur if you fall. Am I supposed to make it to the bottom? Okay, that's kind of cool. Reminds me of something. What's at the bottom? Oh, it's actually something you can make it with. Can you die? Oh shoot, no way. Okay. Oh, it's all glass. Like you can't get in there at all. Okay, I see. Oh, these games are like atmospheric. Oh, this is like where you like would keep horses and stuff, right? Is that what this? Whoa, this is weird. Oh, chat. Why am I saying chat? This is YouTube. What? Whoa, I was not expecting that. They've got off on the other one? Okay. Oh.
This prison, funny enough, in Coda's original design, the doors stayed shut for a full hour before letting you go. If you don't mind, I think we're gonna skip that.
Oh, dang it. You guys are lucky. I would have
This is something that he and I used to argue about a lot. You know, whether a game ought to actually be playable, whether it means anything if no one can get through it. And I would always defend that, you know, all this work goes into the game, why not make it playable and accessible? And so we just got into heated arguments over it, and there was one time that after one of these conversations, he went home, and a day or two later, he sent me a zip file entitled Playable Games that was full of hundreds of individual games, each of which was just an empty box that you walked around in and nothing else. Believe me, I played every single one of those just to find out if there was like a gag hidden somewhere. There wasn't.
Dude, that's crazy. And that's actually a good discussion to have. You know, like, if a game is playable or not. Like, should a game be playable? Honestly, guys, I don't know that I really have the answer for you. I think that if you were to play, like if you were to make something and then just like keep it to yourself, I feel like that's okay because you did it for you. And then maybe you didn't need to send it out to someone else, but...
It's the puzzle again.
The puzzle!
The exact same solution as the last time.
Millennium Puzzle.
There's still no clear indication of what makes this puzzle so special that Coda is going to return to it over and over. But I promise I'll share with you my interpretation very shortly.
Hold on, Chad. Sorry, the music is good. But I'm gonna go ahead and audio. Oh, you can't, like... Never mind, never mind.
Here, Coda begins using a kind of dialogue system that he fashioned out of the engine's chat capabilities. Use the 1, 2, 3 buttons on your keyboard to respond.
Let's do 2. That's the world above. You've been there. Now this is important. Do you have to go through a puzzle with 2 doors and switches? Yes, I did. It was literally the last thing I did before coming here. Not to tell you, after all, we've only just met. I guess we'll be compliant. Again, perfect. Now please, tell us how you solved it. Tell us the solution. Tell us how to get to the other side. Trust me, you don't want to go over there. Weird, all of them were like, you can't. We need to get there. Do you understand? It's the most important thing in the world. We have to escape the prison. There must be an ending. I promise you, there's nothing I want more. The game like break up in threes? Weird. Whoa. Hello. How did you get here? Was there a puzzle you had to pass through? Yes, do you want to know how I solved it? No, we actually find the black space between the doors to be far more interesting. Have you seen it? Actually, now that you mention it, I don't recall a space being between the doors. Why would I care about the space between the doors? You know what? Let's be a little sassy. Why do I care? Why do I care about what's between the doors? There is a reason, but it may take time for you to understand, which is fine. You'll see it again soon. Oh. A little flare. Oh, you can crouch, actually. I didn't even realize that.
And so we make one last descent down to the final floor of the level.
Oh, what was it? Oh, this is strange. Oh, it's like a little apartment complex thing.
It's a lamppost.
Indeed.
Okay, I can't tell you quite why, but for some reason, Coda fixates on this lamppost. It's going to appear at the end of every single one of his games from here on out. I'll tell you what I think. I think that up to this point, you know, he's been making really strange and abstract games with no clear purpose, and maybe you can only float around in that headspace for so long. Because now he wants something to hold on to. He wants a reference point. He wants the work to be leading to something. He wants a destination, which is what this lamppost is. It's a destination. We're going to see it in the work as well. His games are just going to become a lot more cohesive, a lot more fully developed, with more of a clear idea behind them. And as we go, that idea will get clearer and clearer and clearer.
Huh. I can't wait to see what happens. This game is connected to the internet. As you walk around, you can leave notes. All notes you see are left by other players. You might be asking yourself, how is it a different time of day? Anyways, let's go back into it. Alright, so, confession time. I wanted to sit down and play this game just all the way through, okay? It didn't exactly go like that, but you know what? That's okay, because we're here now, okay? It's a different time. It's a different day, even. But we're here, and I'm recording it, so let's do it.
So first off, I'm sure you introduced this, but this game is not connected to the internet. All of the notes that you're going to see have been written by Coda. This was actually the first game of his that I ever played. This was shortly after I met him at a weekend game jam in Sacramento, where I grew up. I saw him working on this very level, and it was just so different from anything that anyone else was doing. So right away I was like, I have to be friends with this person. In retrospect, I think I was probably a bit too pushy, trying to get his attention. I was over-enthusiastic. But he was very gracious about it and very patient with me. And I cooled off eventually.
Holy shit. Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? Hello! Oh my god, there's so many notes you have to read. Reasonable.
Feel free to skip over any of these notes if they're not doing anything for you. Nothing extra is going to happen if you read all of them. Either way, to me they convey a sense of loneliness. I see this person who's filled with thoughts and feelings and beliefs and has no way to express them except as scattered and unheard voices in a game that wasn't meant to be played.
I'd rather be doing literally anything other than playing this. Oh my god, these are all him.
That in playing this game and seeing how alone Coda often felt, that we get to know him better and actually kind of connect with him.
In this area.
And I have to be honest with you, this idea is really seductive to me. That I could just play someone's game and see the voices in their head and get to know them better and have to do less of the messy in-person socializing. I could just get to know you through your work. I think this is why I always liked Coda's games so much, is because it felt like they let me have that connection. I felt as though he was inviting me personally into his world. And then I feel less lonely too.
Oh, okay. We're running out of space. Soon, we will suffocate. Cool cavern, bro. In a world full of notes, one man will read all of them. Oh, wait. In a world full of notes, one man will read all of them. This summer, you will believe blue speech bubbles can talk. Was that good? That was really bad. Do you feel like a hero yet? This game is nice. I would like it when... What? When I could? What does that mean? Don't be afraid. Do care. I just saw a flying penguin. Let me tell you, it was the most majestic thing I have ever seen. I don't feel like living because nothing will ever be as majestic as that. I never want to see it again if nothing will ever be that beautiful again. I am crying now and plan on ripping my eyes out. I must go now to do that. I wonder if Coda really did that, and that's... How is there wood and grass and concrete here? What the balls. Classic balls tweet. Why did I say tweet? Oh, God. Brain rot! I want to tell you a secret. Once upon a time, I did. Define fun. I'm king of the world! Yep, down here. Wonder how you go about, like, making all these, like, notes and stuff. What the shit is this cavern? Boring! I can assure you, guarantee that there is an acorn somewhere here in this place, and the sailors are looking for it. Are these just references? Like, are some of these just references? Hey guys, just looking for someone to talk with. Ooh. I refuse to believe. But sounds like a username in like World of Warcraft or something. I need to go to the frickin' bathroom. Recognize me, please. There's nothing here. Go back. Don't listen to that guy. Oh, I see. That was clever. It's weird to think this is all one person. But honestly, I could see myself doing something like this. Guys, I'm not even gonna lie. I probably would talk to myself like this. Makes game, includes door, cannot open door, thanks. Open sesame. You can open it. That's too bad. Door, how open? Googling how to open the door. Someday I will meet the person who made this. I think you might already know him. I help people because the internal good feeling I get. Huh. Oh my god, there's so many. New room! Do you hear the chimes? They keep going for you, don't they? I would like very much to be desired. It's not very crowded here. Scared of writing something, don't want to feel judged. Don't bother. A game where you leave notes and suddenly everyone's a poet. True. Welcome! Congratulations. I don't really know where to go with this. This all feels like other people that would say this too. I failed to write anything. I am compelled. Stop. Turn back. Proceeding further will only result in misery. What? Take my hand, let's jump together. Cabbage shapes our nation. What? Cabbage shapes our nation? What? Yeah, what is that painting? Is that potentially all of the messages? I feel like it does not matter if you ever get over there. Hey, don't talk about me that way. Very good game. I think this is not going anywhere. What? Next time I will do better. I need someone to talk to. This is note? Don't listen to the other notes. Yeah, they're all fake. I'm not safe? I don't know if I'm going to read all of them, guys. I feel like maybe I shouldn't be fake or doing all of them. But I kind of want to see what happens when you like light them all up. Wait, you saw what? I saw a person walking down there and now it won't come back. Oh, well, you can't fall, by the way. Oh, so you can kind of hear voices? Today I learned you cannot fall. You hear, like, whispers. Chad, you hear that? Why did I say Chad? I'm not live! Look at the most of the video where I'm just gonna be saying Chad. YouTube, are you hearing this? I don't know what to call you guys. Dunyan rings? No, that's dumb. Guys, if you end up watching this, what do you think I should be calling it? Wait, his terrible secret, he kept it well. I feel like these are song names or something. Not like song names, but like, I feel like some of these are references.
At the end of this level, we're going to see the puzzle again. And here, I'll tell you what I think the puzzle means. Each of these games represents an idea that was on Coda's mind at the time that he was making it. And the puzzle is a way of closing the door on a previous chapter of his life before moving on to the next one.
That's what I said!
Games, after exploring a theme that, he might find difficult, Coda can then place this puzzle that he knows has a reliable solution, he understands exactly how it works, and so it gives him a simple mechanism for moving on.
That's what I said! That is crazy! I mean, that's not like confirming it, but...
And because there's this dark area between the doors, a space between spaces, before you move on, you get to pause. Just for a moment, a few seconds to reflect on and let go of the events that led you here. To step back and connect the pieces together. To grasp at that elusive bigger picture.
Typewriters. And the lampposts. Are you there? Please say something. It could be anything. I just need you to say something. Talk to me, please. Why are you having so much difficulty talking? Speak. This game is really... Porn stars die too?
It's gonna kind of just spin its own wheels for a few minutes. Hang with it.
Okay. Porn stars die too. What does that mean even? This game really intrigues me. Honestly, I don't remember much. Like I said, I was like 14 or like 15 or sometime around then. I was really young, so I honestly, I don't remember much, but if you guys remember this game, what was like your like core memory that you get?
See, like, this is it. The whole game. And there's nothing that's particularly interesting about it. You just walk to the end of a hallway. Except, for some reason, Coda gets really fixated on this prison that has all of this modern furniture. And I don't know why, but he decides he needs to revisit this prison. He's gonna start over, use the same assets, turn it into something else. Okay, cool. Here's version 2.
Version 2. Oh, no more furniture. That's the well. Look how pretty the sky is. What furniture ought to go in the center of the room? A refrigerator in the center of a room? Put a giant... Oh, I want a giant hole. Oh. Now, what about a long... Oh, okay, I don't think it's going to give me anything. Let's put a huge picture of a horse. I really like a washing machine. 10 stoves lined up against the wall. Yeah! Oh. I think we should light up the room a bit. Skylight. Full ceiling window. Let's open this baby up. I'm thinking 10 by 12, recessed electric 6 inches, soft LED ceiling lights with fluorescent trim. We'll put live Tesla coils in each corner. Yeah! No, I like that. Live Tesla corner. That's how I'd want to decorate my room. That's not what happened. And a table. You need a table. Who are you? Where exactly are you doing this from? Pretty sure none of these are my choices or making any difference. Tables were invented in 1935. Were they really?
There's a bit more to this one, but still, it's not really communicating anything. It's kind of just weird for weirdness' sake.
Dude, is this an IKEA store?
So, okay, he throws it out and starts over.
I've never been in one.
This time he comes at the prison idea from a different direction.
Hello, please walk forward. No. This guide will enable you to access? This guide will enable you to escape any prison environment. Follow the instructions carefully. Take care that you remember each step. First, click on this table. Good. Go over the photo frame and click it to turn it slightly. Okay. Now turn the floor lamp. Now turn the floor lamp in this room off, then back on. Okay? Guys, I'm escaping prison. Oh, I got to. Now go to the left side sofa. Move it a bit. Finally, touch the shelves. Boop. That's it! In a real prison, the escape will now open. Return to the start to be taken back to your prison. Dude, no way! Oh my god, guys, that's how you escape a real prison. Real! Return.
And of course, now the table is gone and you can't begin the chain of events to escape. Here's a version where there are no bars, but you can't actually get to the well. And then a version where the inside of the prison is the outside and the outside is the inside. Let me just blink real quick through a few more of these. I mean, he really unloaded on this prison idea. There's nearly a dozen of them. Personally, I think it's awful to watch this, to see a person basically unraveling through their work. And for what? Like, at what point do you just go, maybe there are game ideas other than this prison that I could be working on? But Coda doesn't have that voice telling you to stop, that particular mechanism of defense against yourself. Without it, you just spiral. And so he keeps going and going and going and going and going, and then he hits on something. And he likes it. And that's it. He's done. He stops making prisons. This is the very last version of the prison game that he created. And the reason I think it works is that the prison is not actually in it.
Okay, we better be in some sort of tunnel. It's just really interesting so far listening to this story kind of like unravel and like what goes through like Coda's mind. And this is Davy's interpretation. Ominous? Hello? Who is this? Hey, it's me. I'm from after you escaped the prison. You're me? So you were trapped in this prison too? I was in the furniture maze. Yep.
It's a conversation. And so this is what Coda wants, is to be able to talk to someone, to share what's on his mind, and to get some good advice from someone who knows. But the irony is that even in this scenario, you're still talking to yourself. You know, all of these games so far are Coda talking to himself.
Huh. That's... What's it like to escape? Actually, I'm already forgetting what being in prison was like. It's strange, but in a way, I kind of miss being in prison. It feels like being completely still and wildly in motion at the same time. Do you feel any different? Sometimes I'm scared I'll get out and then things will be exactly the same as before. Oh, good. That's so nice to hear. That makes me feel really happy. Age just kind of does that, you know? I'm still me, but I'm not somehow. It's hard to describe. Remember to enjoy being who you are right now. It won't last. Is that a threat? Wait, if you're me, then did you get a call from another version of me when you were trapped? No, I think I'm the first person to call back. Yeah, wait, how does this work? What do I say here? Then can you tell me how to get out? Maybe I can come find you. What do I have to do? To get out, all you have to do is be sincere. To get out, you need to tell me how you feel right now. To get out, just talk with me for a bit. What? That will free me? How does that work? Listen, you can't know until you're out, but I promise it works. It will make sense. I'm just gonna be like super discreet about it. That's exactly what you need to figure out in order to escape. Just like not give any answers.
I can see why he considers this a fitting conclusion to the prison games. After all of the obsession and frustration, just to be told by someone you can trust that things are going to be okay. Wouldn't that be nice? So what would it look like if Coda wanted to make a game about talking to someone other than himself?
Wait, what?
To me, this environment is meant to represent Coda's puzzle, with the two doors on either side and a dark transitional space between.
Well, I guess I'm stuck in here. Oh! Look at this nice house. Hey, this cup is spilled over. Is it? What do you guys think that? What do you guys think that liquid is there? It kind of looks like coffee, but I don't know. It feels that. But it feels that way. Let's talk. Well, my goodness. I'm glad as heck that you showed up. Thought I might be having to clean this entire house all by myself. And right miserable that would have been. Everyone knows lonesome hands make lousy homes.
You'll notice that the quality of the art is a step up from previous games, including this new and improved chat system, which he started using from this point on. From here on out, he begins putting much more effort into the visual polish of his work, and this particular game took 2 months to create as a result.
2 months? And lousy homes make home loners. Are we cleaning this whole place? Alright, we'll just hit the top one. Don't worry about me. Well, now you just might be getting a little ahead of yourself there, no? Why don't we start cleaning and then you decide whether you do it all night? I'll finish up here. In the meantime, could you please clean the table? Wow, I move so fast. Much nicer. That's the table I want to see. Now, would you please run into the bedroom and make the bed? Sure. Wow. Cleaning simulator. While you're in there, why don't you straighten out rug a bit? All details matter. Do you enjoy being a house cleaner? How'd you end up doing this job? It's been a long time since I've seen a house this messy. Damn, you're gonna insult them? Nah, not me. I won't insult them, bro. I'm nice like that. Well, I don't enjoy it so much as I need it. While I'm working, I feel kind of calm that rests in the pit of my rib cage. My soul just can't be soothed any other way, it seems. Which I guess is all about all that matters. Oh, that and a tidy couch. Would you straighten the pillows and the sofa out there? Oh dear, looks like someone spilled a drink over by the couch. Maybe mop that up. Alright, I got it. I feel compelled to share an incredibly cheesy personal insight. You okay with that? Make it especially cheesy. Extra cheesy! That's how I like my pizza. No? No, it was stupid, sorry. Never mind. Hey, these dishes need to be washed. Why don't you come do that? I'm gonna check it. Okay. Last I checked, the tub needs cleaning. How about you scrub it down the best you can? No need to be perfect. We're all just human. Yeah, I feel like whenever somebody asks me to scrub down the tub, I'm like, just like, no need for it to be perfect. It just has to be, you know, or we're all human. Okay, there we go. Are there still books scattered on the floor in the bedroom? If so, would you put them back on the shelf? I was asking oddly enough, didn't I just walk in here? To be fair, I was like, yeah, I could stay the night here. Perfect. Now then, how about you come and clean
After
these
the
dishes
intense set of prison games, this house cleaning level almost feels like cleansing. It's the moment after a particularly difficult or traumatic experience where you just need to let it sit and digest inside of you, and eventually cohere into something meaningful.
These chores ever end? Darling, let me tell you something. Whatever work you do, you have absolutely got to own it. Otherwise, it owns you. So why don't we be with the task at hand and leave the future chores to
I know that Kuda really liked this game. Of all of his work, actually, this was the only one that he called me up to ask me to come over and look at it. This was during a period of a few months where he was, like, grossly happy all the time. Just walked around with a constant smile on his face.
You guys get to see how many different drinks I'm drinking. Present you wants to smooth out the rug in the bedroom, believe it or not. Trust me on this one. Yeah, you know what? I do feel that. I want to smooth. Looks like the tub has gotten rather dirty. Yeah, I guess I can fix it. Earlier, when I said I had a really cheesy thought, I was going to say that it occurs to me that one's house is a lot like one's soul. You take care of it, and it takes care of you. Don't know why I felt so weird about saying that. I get it. That's a weird thing to say to someone you just met. Just make them, like, really self-conscious. Like, maybe don't say stuff like that to me. Yeah, you're right. That's pretty cheesy. But there's truth in it. I'm gonna be nice. You know, be nice to yourself, right? Anyway, so, housekeeping. Let's keep doing this. Books. Would you please clean up the books? Thanks. Oh, dude. The period after, I don't know. Oh, goodness. Those pillows over there at the couch are real nice. Would you go over and straighten them up? And then he threw it away. Question.
But
do you enjoy
of course,
this?
It can't last. The music stops, your companion is gone, it's time to leave. The door at the top of the hill is now open as well. Again, you can't stay in the dark space for too long. You just can't. You have to keep moving. It's how you stay alive.
Dude, this is like, there's gonna be a boss that drops down and boss music's gonna start playing. Wait, it said at the top of the hill. That's where I came from. I'm going mountain climbing, boys. It's the lamppost!
Which is the whole point of the puzzle doors, right? That sooner or later you have to pick up and move. I really thought that was the point of it.
Items you love at members-only prices. Okay. Why did you come here today? Was it to improve your life? Was it to get a better job? Was it to make your relationships more meaningful? No. You came here to become perfect. This workshop is going to teach you how to be perfect. I want your friends, the people in your life, to look at you and think, wow, this person is a better human being than I am. Right now, who do you think about that way in your own life? Who do you know who is so well developed as a person that they make you feel disgusted with yourself, compared to whom you feel useless, selfish, ungrateful? I intend to make you into that person. Perfection is within your grasp. And the question is not how we do it, but how do we do it effortlessly? This is easy. This is so easy.
About halfway through
so
the game,
easy.
the perspective
Being
shifts.
perfect is effortless. What the dude?
And you play
What
as
the
the teacher. And suddenly, you discover that your teacher is just as bigoted and afraid as you are. Oh, and also you can move around the classroom now.
Oh. This is the key. How do I achieve it with no effort? What the dude? I love the music competition in these games. But my god. That would be horrifying. Whenever there's like a video that I see like with like a black hole in it, I don't know why I get so interested in it, and there's like super massive black holes that we just know about. And it's just terrifying to know that they exist. Seek out only one thing. What is the easiest, simple path forward? There is no truth. There is no path. Do what is easiest. Do what is simplest. Feel what is true. Nothing. No one.
I fell pretty hard for this one. I feel like it's one of the most relatable experiences that you can have. To assume that some other person is perfect and totally fulfilled in every way, and completely miss all of the little flaws that make them painfully human. I think about this game a lot these days.
Huh.
This one took a lot longer than all the others for Coda to make. It was 4 months between this and the last one. That's twice as long as it took him to make any other game before this, and it's not like it's particularly complex, so I remember I found that a little strange at the time.
Oh, it's a stage. Oh my god. Oh. Alright, the performance is beginning. Places, please! In this scene, you will be playing as me. We are at a gathering of professionals. First, you'll start out leaning against this wall. Good, stay right there. The woman across the room in this chair is a professional photographer of animals. It's your dream to photograph animals professionally. This is your one chance to learn something from her, to gain something, to succeed. Go on, say something to her. Sorry. Hello. Hello? That's it? That's not a conversation. You need to actually converse with her. Be a human being. Do it again. I like you? I'm super, super scared right now. Here are all of my hopes and dreams. I like you. No, that's not what I said to her at all. You're completely missing the tone of the conversation. I was reserved, but knew what I wanted. I was confident. For some reason, it was just that one moment, but I was confident. Maybe it's that you need a better feel of the setting. There were a lot of people around us. I'll give you some props to work with. These cones that bounce when you touch them represent the people nearby. Now talk to her again. Woo! Yee! They make little noises. It's like guitar strings. You must have worked really hard to get where you are. You're messing it all up again. You'll freak her out if the conversation gets personal too quickly. Do you not realize how important this was for me? I'll never get another opportunity like this again. Everything was riding on this. I want to try something. Try stepping back from the stage. It's the lamppost again.
The game ends with this eerie premonition of what's going to happen next in Coda's life. The solution to social anxiety, to fears of having to perform and having to chase success, the answer for Coda is to withdraw, to hide himself away. Which is what leads to scenarios like the stairs that slowed you down several games ago, where it just becomes harder and harder to access Coda's inner landscape because he keeps retreating. He just keeps backing away from possible connections to anyone other than himself. And to be honest, I didn't consider it very healthy when I first played this game. You know, it looked to me like he was trying to justify the idea of just disconnecting yourself from the world. And that wasn't what I wanted for him or for his games. Because I feel like a lot of his games are inviting me to connect with this person, to bring him closer. But what can you do? After this, Coda went off and took another 5 months to make a new game.
Wait. Keep your eyes closed? Why would I? How would I be able to play this game closed if I have to see the options? That's so funny. I mean, they're probably gonna say something about it, to be honest. I have no idea where we are. Oh my god, it's the puzzle! Wait, okay, I have to do something.
You should probably open your eyes if you haven't already. It's pretty much impossible to solve otherwise. And there is a solution, by the way.
Oh. The only way to stop is speak something honest. Huh. So the door is coming down to crash on these people. I am bursting with creative. I can't keep making these. That's the truth. I don't feel it anymore. I'm out of ideas.
Like I said, I was getting concerned. First off, he's never been this explicit in his work about exactly what he's thinking. So where's that coming from? But then even weirder, his work has potentially stopped being an outlet for him. Not like he's having trouble iterating on ideas, but he literally just can't think of new ideas anymore. And in person, he was being a lot more distant than usual. Like, you know how sometimes a person will just deflect anything that you say in order to keep themselves disconnected all the time? It was that kind of thing. Here was the point in my relationship with Coda where I really started to wonder if he needed my help in some way.
Oh, man, this is heavy.
His games are going to get more desperate from here on out. After this game, it's almost 6 months before he finishes something new.
I'm probably going to draw some parallels. I know this is about like gaming and this is about Coda, but I'm going to draw some parallels to like content creation and maybe some things that like I might realize in this game. I don't know fully how I feel yet, but like honestly, it kind of feels that way for me, and maybe we all reach a point to where it's like this, but where am I? Where did this island come from? Oh, when you talk, you create a new place. Is that a person? How lovely. It's been a long time since I've talked to anyone. What's wrong? You look lost. I'm completely out of ideas. When I try to create, I feel empty. I have nothing left to give to my work. Oh no! What's happened? Did something change? There was a machine that kept me going and it stopped. I'm trying to find the engine that used to protect me. To start it again. You're looking for a machine? I think I know where it is. It isn't far. What? You have to take me to it. I need to see it, to know why it stopped. I can take you to it.
If the
There's
last
a problem.
game featured Coda talking explicitly about his creative frustrations, this one turns it up to 11. Now,
we'll find
put
the
yourself
machine,
in my shoes playing this. Here's a friend whose work is exhibiting signs of struggle, frustration, anxiety, depression, even. And yet, still, he keeps making games. He keeps throwing himself into the grinder even when he clearly doesn't have the energy for it anymore. Why? What is it for? Because from my perspective at the time and just what I knew of him, this was a result of how isolated he was. He was in his own little bubble, just sitting at his computer all day, not really showing these games to anyone, not releasing them onto the internet. And so he didn't have anyone outside of himself to connect with. He had no outlet to ground himself on.
Okay, first you have to open the door. Now you have to close the first door. Ow. I don't know why I said ow. Now just open the first door. Now just press the switch here. Huh, that was so simple.
You
Can't believe I never saw
out of loneliness
before this.
It doesn't work that way. You can't be the one writing both the questions and the answers. Then there's no movement. Then there's no circulation. If all of your anxieties are being channeled into your work, then if the work ever fails, you have no backup and you're just going to crash.
What are you talking about? Oh, dude, that's so... There's no machine here. Trust me, you'll see. You have to say that your work is fun and easy. You have to say that game development is simple and joyous and that you love it 100% of the time. It feels wonderful. Why did I feel so awful when I said that? Don't worry about it. Just keep talking. Keep saying that creation is easy. It is easy. It never stops being easy. It's all the quotes of the game.
Seeing this game at the time that he made it, it looked really unhealthy to me. I was watching him do this to himself, and I hated it. I hated seeing him so trapped. It's like, video games are not worth this amount of suffering. This is someone I really cared about. And I used to get so much joy out of seeing him create. For him to suddenly become angry and frustrated like this, it was the worst thing for me.
Promises work. Pain breezes effortlessly off me. Any sacrifices made for me for my work are worth it 100% of the time. It pays off eventually.
I don't know. This is what I felt at the time. I don't know how else to explain it. I wanted it to stop more than anything. I had never felt so rotten. I needed more than I had ever needed anything for this to stop. But it didn't stop. After finishing this one, Coda takes another 7 months and comes up with a new game.
The machine. Ma'am, glad to see you've arrived safely. We've captured the machine. It's waiting for you now. You can begin the interrogation whenever you like. I intend to be brutal. Very good. Just be warned that someone called the press, so we might have a bit of attention on this one. Also, one more thing that you should know about the machine. It calls itself Coda.
And of course, it's the machine.
You stop. Your work was keeping us alive. Your worth was keeping us healthy. Those people out there, can you imagine what pain you've put them through? It was only because of your creations that any of us could make it through. Every day. How could we possibly go back to trusting you to do this job? So here's what needs to happen. You need to go to the people who are out there and apologize to them. You have to admit to people that you allowed them to suffer. I've been so alone. Apologize for leaving me. No? Nothing? Think carefully. I know how to hurt you. I have seen the thing you fear. No? Nothing? Alright then. I will apologize to the people on your behalf. My friends, it falls on me to deliver bad news. The machine will not apologize to us. But this is not important. We are stronger than it thinks we are. We'll find a way to live without it. Let us pay it. Retribution! Follow me. We will destroy the machine. It's the stage. A gun? What? Oh. Oh, you're destroying the games that the machine has made.
So now the work is becoming self-destructive. And I'll tell you, at the time that I first played this game, shortly after he made it, here's what I'm thinking to myself. I'm thinking that code is stuck in his own head, and that it's having a very negative effect on him, and that all he needs to do is just start showing his work to people, to get some actual feedback on his games. It might get him out of isolation. And so, as I'm thinking this, I realize that I could be the one to initiate it. Because it would never occur to Coda to start actively soliciting feedback, so what if I did it for it? If he could see the difference it would make to have more actual conversations with other human beings, would that bring him out of his mental spiral? Would it give him confidence in himself? Would it bring meaning back into his work?
Oh, not that I like this one.
So I started showing Coda's work to people. I took this one, and the islands which you just played, the theater, the notes, the house cleaning game, and some of the prison escape games. I brought them to people that I knew and trusted. I asked their opinions. And the great part is that they really loved his games. You know, the point of it all was just to give him some external reference point, but they genuinely loved his work. There was nothing for him to be afraid of.
Put down your weapon.
Can you see why I felt like this was the right thing to do? Because it's the thing that I always feel like I need, to be told that my work is good, that I am good. When someone really connects with a thing that I've made, when they see themselves purely in my work, there's nothing that feels better. And I got to give that very same feeling to my friend. I did something I really felt like I'd done something good, like I was a good person. I felt like there was a friend who was in trouble and was unhappy and maybe didn't like themselves, and I could fix it. If I could give him this gift, maybe I could fix the problem. When they told me how much they enjoyed his games, it was the best feeling. It was the absolute best feeling. It made me feel so happy, so beautifully, beautifully happy. So anyway, Coda finishes this game, and then really he just kind of takes off for a while. So this is June of 2011, and I didn't hear anything from him for several weeks, I guess. And so out of nowhere, one day I get an email, and it's got a private link to a new game of Coda's. This one is called The Tower, and to my knowledge, it's the last game that Coda ever made. So let's take a look.
The Tower. That's the Tower is a tarot card.
And this is where I have trouble saying anything meaningful about Coda's work. Because more than anything else, the Tower just feels distant. It feels like it's trying to distance itself from the world. It's a very cold game.
In all the games, you could like, ooh, it's from that other game.
Actually, has a maze in it. Except that all the walls of the maze are invisible. And then every time you touch one of the walls, there's this awful flashing and noise, so the experience is really miserable. The game goes beyond not being meant to be played, it actually seems to despise the player for trying to play it at all. But I do want to show you the rest of the levels, so when you're ready to continue, press enter and I'll put a bridge over the maze.
This bridge looks like it's out of like Portal 2 or Stanley Parable.
And to be fair, it's not like this is the first game that's needed some modification to be playable. Like the house cleaning game. You know, that one used to actually loop the cleaning chores and you just cleaned a house forever. I had to cut it off so that you could exit the house and the game would actually end. But that game had an idea that it was actually trying to communicate. What's the deeper idea behind the invisible maze? The only way past this challenge is to randomly guess the 6-digit code. Like the invisible maze, it's frustrating to me, because it's the opposite of everything else that Coda has made. It doesn't encourage thought or engagement. It doesn't ask anything of me, except a lot of my time. If I could have reached him during this time, then maybe I could have asked him, but I couldn't. I still don't really understand why this is here. I'll put the code on the ground for you here, though, so that we can move on.
1 5 1 6 1 7. Whoa, this is trippy.
The switch to open this door is actually on the other side of the door, meaning that it's literally impossible to solve from this side. So even if you somehow brute forced your way through the first 2 challenges, and you got to this point, there's actually just no way to progress. And it's scary for me, the idea of Coda cutting himself off entirely, just saying, you know, that's it, that's the end of the conversation, not giving me any way to fix the problem. I feel like a failure, I guess, when I can't fix the problem. But I can open this door for you, so let me do that.
So what was the point of putting in...
Was I a failure for not understanding this game? mean, I don't know why I would be. It's not like everything needs to have a solution, but I feel it somehow. I feel like I failed, and I don't understand why. I remember, it's June of 2011. I'm playing this for the very first time, and as I'm playing, I'm thinking to myself, I don't know this person. I have no idea who this person is. It wasn't the guy I knew, it wasn't my friend. I had come to so many conclusions from looking at all of his work up to this point, and then suddenly none of them... I had been trying to, though. That was the thing. For years I was trying to get to know him, to understand who he actually was and what he stood for. I asked him so many times to please just tell me what his games mean to him. I asked him please to tell me what the 3 dots mean. And he wouldn't. I just felt so strongly that if I could have connected with him, that if I could have somehow made his work my own, that I would finally be once and for all happy. It was that I needed to see myself in someone else. I needed to be someone other than me. But he stopped and left. And it felt somehow like I had failed.
Oh.
Where did I screw up? I'm the reason that you stopped making games, aren't I? It's because of what I did. I poisoned it for you. I don't think I ever told you this, but when I took your work and I was showing it to people, it actually felt... it felt as though I were responsible for something important and valuable. And the people who played them, they treated me like I was important. They really listened and cared about what I had to say. Even though I was showing your work, I felt good about myself. Finally. For a moment, while I had that, I liked myself.
What? Wait, what? Adding lampposts? Wait.
And then you stopped. And I didn't have anything left to show people.
You simply...
I just had to be with myself. And as soon as that happened, there was no feeling at all. Nothing. Less than nothing.
What
does that mean?
Would you simply let them be what they are? What I am around you, when I am around you, I feel physically ill. You desperately need something and I cannot give it to you. I literally do not have it. Struggling to come up with new ideas is not making me depressed. Low points are just a part of the process. The fact that you think I am frustrated or broken says more about you than about me. Oh my... I realize that this doesn't make sense to you just yet. Which is fine, you're not my problem to solve. But I do hope that one day it clicks, and that you make peace with this thing that you are wrestling.
I'm afraid that I did something really stupid because I don't like myself.
And when you finally see what I am talking about, don't say anything.
That's why I'm releasing this collection of your work, is because I haven't been able to find any other way to reach you. I've tried everything. And so a part of me has hope that if I put this compilation out into the world, and if I put my name on it, that maybe enough people will play it so that it'll find its way to you, so that I can tell you that I'm sorry. I know I screwed up. If I apologize to you truly and deeply, will you start making games again? Please, I need to feel okay with myself again. And I always felt okay as long as I had your work to see myself in. I mean, is something wrong with me? Because I know that I did an awful thing, and I'm doing it again right now. Like, I'm showing people your work, but I can't stop myself from doing it. That's how badly I need to feel something again, like I'm an addict. There has to be something wrong with me. Can I apologize? What if I tell you I was wrong? Will that work? Will that fix it? I don't know. I don't think it will, but there's nothing else that I can do. Just tell me what you want. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Please, start making games again. Please help me. Please give me some of whatever it is that makes you complete. I want whatever that wholeness is that you just summoned out of nothing and you put into your work. You were complete in some way that I never was. And I want to know I want to know how to be a good person. I want to know how not to hate myself. Please. I'm fading, and all I want is to know that I'm going to be okay.
Man, there's just a lot to take in with this, and the way that, like, he's kind of fully putting himself into Coda, and the way that he's fully relying on himself, and just like how selfish this desire is. It makes you wonder.
More love, more praise, more people telling me that I'm good. Always more. It's like a disease.
So, if that was the last game, The Tower was the last game that Coda made. I'm guessing this is Davey.
Solution.
Well, this is pretty. I don't know, I kind of like this. Like, I mean, I like this look, but the meaning of this game is powerful.
I guess if someone had told me ahead of time that he just really enjoyed making prison games, maybe I wouldn't have thought he was so desperate. I wouldn't have told so many people that he was depressed. Maybe he just likes making prisons.
And I feel like maybe sometimes that is the case, is that somebody just does something to do it, and that you give meaning to something.
Even now, the disease is telling me to stop. Don't show people what a shitty person you are. They'll hate you.
This is relatable. This is so relatable. And I can really appreciate this game for that reason. Now, the question is, like, what exactly is this all portraying to me right now? Do I be, like, am I looking into this because it has a meaning, or is it, like... Is this, like, a reflection?
If I knew that my life depended on finding something to be driven by other than validation, what would that even be? It's strange, but the thought of not being driven by external validation is unthinkable. Like, I actually cannot conceive of what that would be like.
It's really hard.
What now?
But no.
think I need to go. And I'm sorry, because I know that I said that I would be here and I would walk you through this, but I'm starting to feel like I have a lot of work to do. I have a lot that I need to make up for, and so I'm just gonna... Okay.
So, what, he's just gonna leave us? I feel like he has a lot of work to do. So, I wonder if he had the thought that people were gonna play this game and record it back at the time that it was being made, and I wonder what he thinks about it now. The beginner's guide, if it's still relevant in his life and like what it means to him. I feel like that would be a really, like, if he ever thinks about this game. Oh. My question is, like, you know, now that he's not here to explain it to us or walk us through this maybe isn't Coda's games anymore. This is Davy's games. Where you're just walking and you're wandering in like what appears to be like a lonely sort of deserted place with different scenery. It would seem like this is like a train station. I mean, when you got on the train, you know, you're traveling and you're looking for that, for something. And we don't know what that is. That's kind of what it looks like to me right now as we're sort of venturing. And that's the destination. When I was a kid, I didn't understand what this game was about. And I'm still trying to piece it together and what it means, but all these things and desperation is all very real. And I feel like it not only affects game creation and development, but content creation too, and other things that you could be passionate about. It's not always going to be easy. It's not always going to be something that you love all the time. My question is, what is this doing here? Because if this isn't Coda's game... I almost spit that out. Oh, what? Dude, this is insane. What? It just keeps going. My goodness. Wow.
Turn back.
Wait, for R.
Turn back from this cave. You said let me.
This project would not have been possible without the following. Wait, that's the end?
Keep going.
What?
But the cave goes for miles and miles and miles.
What a very short experience.
And you're so tired, but I know that you're strong. So turn back.
Wait, what? Was there something I missed? Wait, that's the end? I'm so confused. I can't believe that's how it ends? I mean, I get that it's supposed to be, like, ambiguous, but I still am left with so many answers, like, what... It delivered this message to Coda, and I wonder if it ever reached him. And I can't help but to wonder if this was not Coda it was trying to reach. And I think Coda was the machine within it. Coda wasn't a person. But I think there's a chance that it's Davy trying to get back in touch with the machine. I'm going to have to look into it, but this was a really, really great experience, and very sort of nostalgic. I might go back and watch, like, Jacksepticeye play it again, because that's kind of like what we had, you know, being younger and getting older and playing this game and experiencing it is kind of, I don't know. It's just, it's kind of weird, because back then I couldn't see it and I couldn't understand it. But doing something that I love, but it makes me tired and it makes me exhausted, it's just kind of bizarre to understand this game a lot more and have the chance to play it. Either way, thank you guys so much for watching. I know this classic, like, type YouTube type video, probably, like I said, may not do well, but you know what, that's okay. I might do stuff like this and go back into the past and try to do a little bit of nostalgia fishing, and do some things that I never got to do because I didn't have a PC, or maybe I didn't understand it at the time. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll have to see you guys in the next video. Peace.